Welcome to Inside the Soundwave Internet TV Show, live from the beaches of Indian Atlantic, Florida, where all of your local musicians get to tell their music story, from the beginning to the present. And now, here's your host, Mr. Soundwave.
We're on the air. Happy Valentine's Day, Inside the Soundwave. Great to have Johnny Fever with me today, Brevard County. Musician, 30 years running. Yeah, happy Valentine's, ladies. All you ladies, and you men, and you ladies. Happy Valentine's Day. We are very happy to be here today with Johnny Fever. Well known, played around the county, all over the place.
From Miami Beach to New York City.
Florida.
Yeah, and Florida.
Up the coast, down the coast.
All the way up the East Coast.
Yeah.
A little ways west.
Yeah, Johnny's with us today. He's got his a group of his friends playing along with him, correct?
Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of jamming. I have Guy Black in the bass, and Bill Dietz is going to drum, and Derek Costello on the keyboards. We're going to do a little bit of jamming here a little bit later.
Awesome. We also have Gibson Cage on the show. He's going to be doing his Nashville music report with Bill Dietz, and we don't have the jacuzzi today because, unfortunately, the girl that we had last week drowned. No, that's not true. We won't go there. No, we're going to be doing the Gibson report. Gibson Cage. Good stuff you're drinking there. Gibson Cage will be doing the report from the recording studio with Bill Dietz. And Bill's in the other room all getting ready to do that with Gibson. And that'll be coming along shortly. Plugging along for Gibson, man. This guy is hot in music. When you'll be hearing more about Gibson along the way.
Yeah.
But today, I have Johnny Fever with me, good friend Johnny.
Thank you, Will.
I've been following him along in Brevard for quite a while, and even though we've never really sat and talked or anything, but I've seen him play at various places, including Lou's Blues.
Yeah, you usually like kind of sneak in and.
That's what I do.
And in the back, yeah.
I sneak in and sneak out. And I like to go around just to check all the places out and listen a little bit of everybody, you know. And I've heard you more than several times.
I've played several times.
Oh yeah, you have. So let's start with the people here. Let's get going with what instrument did you first pick up and when did you do that?
Well, I first, picked up the guitar. Actually, my first instrument was my brother's tennis racket. I put on the headphones and jammed to, Johnny Winter and Hendrix. I was into that. Disraeli Greer's came out. And my parents had made a deal with me. Probably I didn't start playing until later in life. I was probably close to 15, 16. And they made a deal with me that if I took piano lessons for a year, that they would buy me a guitar, which I did. And the piano teacher told my mother that I was tone deaf and couldn't count. So I went to Montgomery Ward's and I bought a guitar for $30 and, just started playing it, started jamming with people, pretty much right off the bat. And, before that, I've got a copy here of my father's book. My dad is 101 years old. He's going to be 102 in October, and he wrote this book. It's called Flowers for China. It's about my mother and how he was drafted at 31, went into World War II, met my mom in Florence, Italy, and they married and had their family, and they were married for 52 years before she passed. And my dad's there. He's still doing strong, and
101?
101.
In Melbourne or is this
in Melbourne?
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And
God bless him.
He is Ernest R. Hedges. He's the author of the book. That's my real name. Johnny Fever is a nickname that I picked up some 36 years ago. I didn't choose it. It was kind of given to me. I tried to get rid of it. I couldn't. So I am Johnny Fever. And it's not a name I made up for myself.
Somebody gave it to you?
Yeah, it was given to me by some girl from New York.
A lady, yeah.
Actually, a lady, yes. A lady.
Mm-hmm.
We were very young. that's
It's another whole.
yeah. It's
Okay. Did you say your real name? Did you a few minutes ago?
I did, and they could figure that out.
No, I didn't. I don't want you to say it.
Johnny is my name. I'm really Johnny.
Right.
And it's probably appropriate.
But I mean, some people go to Montgomery Ward's and back then and got it their first instrument.
Yes, it was
some people go
$30
to Sears and
right.
Roebuck.
Yeah, and get a Gibson. Right.
Right. So it's you're the first one that did say Montgomery Ward on the show because everybody so far.
I think I rode my bike. You know, I mean, it was closer.
It was closer. Okay.
And I had $30. So.
Yeah, there was Montgomery Ward and there was Sears.
Yeah.
Right? And it was in Melbourne?
Yes, I was in Melbourne over by the high school, and then actually the first other guitar I bought from Kim Devlin, who was a good guitar player in the area, and it was an old Hangstrom, and it was a real nice guitar, kind of a jazz guitar. I wish I still had it, but there's a lot of guitars I've had that I wish I still had, and I haven't. I'm not, big on holding on to things, but. I played that for a while, and I wanted a rock guitar, so I can remember hitchhiking down to the music store in Merritt Island, because Eric Theodorson had called me and told me, he said, Johnny, I got what you're looking for down here. And I picked up a Mustang, and then we totally reworked it. I put good pickups and had the tremolo arm machined by Jim, who wound up being my bass player later on, Jim Gomes. And I jammed with, started out, my first band that I was in was, I played bass for Ken Wilhelm in Treat. And I played for a while with him, and he was a real good guy. He taught me a lot, and, about setting up and how to do it, how to learn a list, and how to do your job. And
well, not to be nosy, or probably, was that in the 60s or 70s?
That would be, see, I'm
a 60s guy.
I'm 54, so I'm guessing, I was probably about, by the time I was playing with Ken, I think I was 17 or 18 at that time, so whatever the math there is, I'm not sure. And we played with Lex Boyer, who they were twin brothers. Anybody that was around in those old days would remember them. They were little people, I guess you would say midgets or dwarfs. They were twin brothers, long black hair, Fu Manchus, and he was an excellent drummer. They both passed on. They were never expected to live real long, but they did make it a lot farther than expected. I think they were in their 30s or maybe 40s when they did. They passed on, and I had. Started then with a guitar player, a black fella. Frenchie was what we called him, DeForest Damier. We weren't sure. Maybe his name was Willie Wiggins. We suspected that. And he played with us, and he was 30 years old. So then I had to, under his tutelage, he was an excellent guitar player. And we had a good band. We started playing right off down there in the what they called the Devil's Triangles, which was Melbourne Bar, Shorty's, and Jack's Hideaway. And we played all those places, and we just started gigging right off, and played with them for a while.
What kind of music?
Rock and roll, rhythm and blues, basically blues based. I liked Johnny Winter and Jimi Hendrix and John Mayall, and that's the type of things I listened to. And we tried to do the what is now classic rock at the time. And that didn't work real good. My voice was really, really bad, and I caught a lot of flack about that over the years, and so especially doing covers was no good. And then after that, Brian Cheney, Jim Gomes, and myself wound up after it started as 5-piece, and then other people just kind of didn't make the cut, and I wound up singing because the band just was tighter and performed better. It was like I would direct it at the same time, and we started doing all original music, which was the kind of start of that type of scene in this area, because it just wasn't really being done. And and Brian Cheney was the drummer, and he's friends with Who Was I and Darren Fox. That's how I met those guys.
Darren.
And, yeah, he started out, and we were playing along, things were getting pretty good, and then Brian started his career robbing banks, and he robbed. He robbed one.
Geez.
He got caught. He got caught with that after a couple months. He didn't get to spend the money. In fact, I remember when he came to practice, he just had this grin. He was smiling and giggling. I said, "Oh, Brian, what's up?" He told me, "Oh, I robbed the Sun Bank today." I said, "Oh my God," So he got caught. I think he did about 12 years, and then he
was playing in the Stripes band then.
Yeah, and he did play in prison, and he came out, and I guess he did 12 or 13th more. He got popped again in Puerto Rico, and he did his time, and he's out now. And then he came out, and he played. He put an ad in the paper, and he played with Benny, which was Cryogenic, which is now Murderfly.
Right.
And that's how I got, like, to meet the whole heavy metal scene that's there.
Murderfly's really good group.
Really good. Benny's good.
Good group.
I've been to his house, met his mother, and we did that kind of thing, and the racial barrier was broke down in the music scene because there was tension at that time in the early time of that, but we didn't really have it. In fact, I remember Brian and I went to the Zodiac, and we were the only two white guys there. And nobody did that at that time, but we were totally unbothered. We had a good time. We saw Frenchie's band Corrosive Funk, which is French Fry and Willie Stallworth.
That's a pretty cool name.
Teacher. Yeah, they were a good band. They were a real good band. And one of the teachers, Mr. Mathis, he was a teacher at junior high school. I remember he played keyboards in that band. I didn't know him personally. But all those other guys used to come out and jam with us. And after Brian robbed the banks and went away, we were looking for a drummer, and we met this guy, Howie Jameson, who's in the photograph. I believe you have a photograph of that band. And he picked me up hitchhiking, and then the second time he picked me up hitchhiking, he told me he was a drummer. The second time he picked me up, well, we actually went to Sharps to visit Brian. I think it was in Titusville at that time, and right before he got sentenced to go away. And Howie actually met Brian in jail through a little glass window, and he was kind of, Brian approved of him, and he became our drummer. And then that's when we did most of our playing, was after that. It was just starting to take hold when Brian did that.
Well, how many roads were there in Melbourne back then? It had to be. It was pretty sparse, wasn't it?
There was quite a few roads and dirt roads. Derry Road, of course, dead ended at 192. Went a little ways, and it was dirt. And
what about out there, Minton Road? It was all out there.
Minton was out there. Sheridan now was a place where they threw a lot of parties, keg parties, and just a lot of kids would come, and we would set up generators and have bands. There's houses there now, it's somebody's yard. But back then it wasn't. It was our, I guess,
your own Woodstock.
Yeah. So we did quite a few productions, and then I did quite a few productions with that we produced and did our little parties with Sal Vitale from Locals Only, because then they came along and they were doing original stuff, which is a little bit different than us. They went wild, almost into the punk scene. I remember. Well, Sal was like a surfer, blonde-haired surfer, good-looking guy, what everybody wanted to be, and Eddie Gilbo was also in that band, and they were both in. And that's what Sal was when I saw my first mohawk in real life. We picked him up. We go, let's pick this guy up. Hitchhiking out there on A1A, and we picked him up, and he got in the back seat, and it was Sal. He goes, "Hey guys," and I was like, "Oh, Sal," and he had a mohawk and a safety pin in his ear, and he was really something. We did a lot of shows. We had a great time. He was always fun, and Eddie Gilbo was this real good, talented singer, and they had a good following. We did a couple shows together, and we had fond memories of that in those days. So we would have large audiences in this town.
So you were playing guitar and singing, or you were just...
I was playing pretty much guitar and singing. Most of the bands that I played in that were successful were just three-piece power-type bands where I sang, even though my voice was... bad. It's improved, but
you sound great.
It just, the band worked better, and that's the way we did. So finally we kept fighting. We tried singers, and that type of thing. But you know, it always came down to when it got successful, it was just the three of us.
We're going to take going down to a short break right now. We're going to take a break and watch a video of Gibson Cage, a short video, and a video of Todd Taylor. God bless you both, fellas. Watch these videos. We're going to be right back with Johnny and Gibson Cage when we come back. Don't go away. Stay on. Johnny's here for a while.
Hey, this is Gibson Cage from Backstage Pass. Damn, son. 3 awards in one night at Nashville Universe Awards Show. What's next for Flying Flintville?
Well, we're leaving Thursday for a video shoot in Florida.
Okay. Where in Florida? We have a lot of listeners in Florida.
Melbourne Beach, Florida, the Indy Atlantic, Cocoa Beach, Satellite Beach.
Definitely going to have to hook up with the ISW people before you go down there. I watched the performance tonight. These guys smoked everybody tonight. Just another happening on the streets of Nashville. Backstage Pass with Gibson Cage. Later. I see love while you're working, man.
Well, howdy, howdy, howdy today. With the
What
Nashville
up?
Report. Gibson, you there?
What up, fellas?
Well,
Hey,
this is
guys.
great. I cannot hear you.
You can't hear me.
Hello, hello.
Hello?
We're coming here. Hello, hello.
Hello?
A little technical. There we go. Now I need to hear.
Hi.
There you are. How are you, my friend?
What's going on, Bill?
Well, a whole bunch here. You can see I'm not in the tub. They couldn't fit the tub into the control room. I tried to get it in here.
Okay,
But,
we can't see you on this end, but we'll pretend like we can.
That's okay. Well, anyway, I'm sitting in our beautiful audio control room here at Beachside, which is raining today, unfortunately. How's the weather up there?
It's a beautiful day up in Nashville, and I got a special guest on today. This is RJ Galloway. Galloways.
Hello, RJ. How are you?
Writer and performer.
Absolutely. He's a friend of mine on Facebook. So that's awesome to meet him. Thank you.
Good to meet you on TV here.
Yes. Welcome to TV World.
Thank you. Much appreciation, bud.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
We
anyway,
were just going over an article in the magazine here that RJ's in,
cool.
highlighting his career and things. We've actually written together here in town a few times and done some shows together and chewed some stage together. He's a good man.
That's beautiful. You know, I've read a lot about him. I know a little bit about his history, and that's awesome that you guys have connected now.
He's got a book out now. What's the book called?
Quads.
Quads?
Quads.
Quads.
Yes.
Tell us a
Quads.
little bit about it.
Quads is a book that I've actually been writing on for about 3 years. It consists of a girl going to the old Woodstock concert in 1969, does the brown acid, gets all screwed up, literally by 4 guys in a band. She has a set of twins, but what is unknown is that twins also have an internal twin in them.
What?
And they communicate telepathically. Okay. Now, the gist
This
of the story
concludes
is, the gist of the story is that they try to take the twins outside. You know, they try to take them out, saying that they are not good for the boys. You know, because they're pressing on the heart. But anyway, the battle comes down to a court battle. Wondering if they are actually human.
Huh.
So yeah, I won't give away the end of the story. The court battle is the focus of the story.
Is that fiction or is that?
Of course, that's fiction.
Don't eat the brown acid, man.
Tell about it.
Don't eat. They even announced to not eat the brown acid.
Right.
Don't
eat the brown acid. I remember it well.
So he deserves a mentally telepathic ingrown twin, I think.
Yeah.
Telepathic friend.
What's going on with RJ?
Well, I've just now got control back of my music, and I'll be releasing the music that I previously released on 2 different albums on a CD. May 1st, it'll be out, called The Best of Me. And I'm really looking forward to that. A lot of great songs. I had one song out of the bunch of songs, another number 3 on mainstream indie charts, another 3 in the top 20. So I'm looking forward to releasing this again under my own publishing company. And actually, from the money on this, I'll be doing another album. So it's like the money just keeps rolling over and rolling over in this business.
My money rolls over, but
There's someone else, you know.
it rolls over the other side of the bed. I guess I don't know.
I love it when it starts rolling back to me. That'd be wonderful. So far, it just keeps rolling away.
That reminds me, the last time we went down to Atlanta to do a show, and I thought I'd be slick, and I put the $1,600 in travel money in my sock and jumped out of the bus and dropped it on the ground, and the wind caught it and picked it up and blew it down the alleyway. and I'm running across the road, and I got one of our local indigenous wine connoisseurs was picking it up and running down the road. So here I am chasing him down the street, trying to get our travel money back from him.
Right. He was yelling "Mad Dog 2020," and you thought he was yelling at you. It's a mad dog chasing me, right?
That reminds me of a really good joke, but I don't think it's proper. But anyway, yeah. He was heading to the liquor store. I was trying to head to Atlanta to do a show.
We know how that goes.
Well, he ended up getting $600 out of it.
Woo, that's a lot of MD.
Yeah, that's a lot of MD.
That's a lot of MD, or Applejack, whatever you want to call it. Remember the old Boone's Farm?
So, RJ was telling me about a new performer that he's working with right now, or about to be. Who is that?
Yes, I've just opened my own company, doing everything myself. My company is called Randy Joe Productions and Publications. I'm getting ready to sign my first artist, Miss Kendra Welch out of Georgia. Beautiful. And this girl just blows my mind. Honestly, she looks like a very young Shania Twain. Kendra is only 17 years old, and she looks like a very young Shania Twain, and she sings just as good or better. She's like, her voice is like an angel. You'll be hearing from this girl shortly. She's coming up this weekend, her and her father and mother, to spend a couple of days with us, get to know each other, and get the contract under our belts, and head forward into this music business.
What was the name of that number one that you had out so people can check you out?
The number one song that I had is called Walk Away. It was number one on the IMN indie charts. As a matter of fact, it's strange, it was number one June 7th. June 7th was the anniversary of my first marriage. So it kind of, I'm kind of sitting
Don't
back.
say that word, white boy.
That's a tricky one.
On an album called If I Could. And I also had a number 3 on the mainstream indie charts from that same release called Are You Still Loving Me? And off the same album, I had 3 more in the top 20. These are all songs that will be released in my upcoming CD, The Best of Me.
The man's like an angel. You guys got to check out his stuff. It's well written, well performed, just beautiful stuff. Beautiful.
Hey, by the way, where can I get a hat like that, man? I'm sitting here getting green with envy over that thing, man.
That's funny. I wish I could see the hat today. Anyway, that's wonderful that you're bringing new artists to the surface there, RJ.
Thank you.
I'd like to invite you down to come down sometime and see the facility we have here. We're doing a fantastic audio mixes up here and tracking, and downstairs we have a wonderful sound stage for TV and video production. So come on by and take a look, my friend. It'd be wonderful to meet you.
Yeah, I would actually love to do that. Can I bring a guitar and maybe do something live?
Absolutely.
Over there?
Anything you want, sir.
That sounds good to me.
Live and naked.
Naked! That's what we like. We like that naked word.
Live and naked.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to have to say goodbye here shortly. And RJ, thanks for coming on again with Gibson.
It was a pleasure.
Yep.
And anytime, guys, anytime.
And Gibson, stay hot on the trail. I know you're up there burning this stuff up, and thank you.
Oh, man. I'm waiting to talk to Todd Tyler again. Anybody know how his mom's doing? Has anybody heard any word from that?
We haven't in the last couple of days, but, once I get off the air here, we'll jump right on it and send you a little message of what's going on with that, all right?
I'd like to know how she's doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Absolutely, guys.
All right, guys,
Gentlemen,
we'll let you go. And remember, GibsonCage.com. I'm going to be selling autographed CDs here pretty soon. We're going to be releasing the album in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. And we'll be pumping them out.
You got it, sir. Stay in touch. I love
you.
All
right, guys.
Bye-bye.
Later.
We're on. Hello. Hi. How you doing, Will Scotts? Will
We're
sleeping
back?
a little bit. I was just asking, Will, people can click on this at any time.
Hey, here's something I forgot to tell you. Call 267. Call ISW, which comes out to 267-225-5479. Call that number. Ask Johnny a question. Okay, can you see that? I can see it on there. I hope they can see it. Yeah, they can see it. Call that number and ask Johnny a question. Come on. Don't be chicken. You know, call the number. Ask Johnny a question. Hey, Johnny, have you ever been married? Oh, he couldn't hear me. He couldn't hear me say that. Well, ask a question. Call that number, 267-CALL-ISW, and ask Johnny a question. I dare you, chicken. All right, well, they'll call me.
Be like Fraser Crane. I'm listening.
Yeah, we're cool. we got to get back to Johnny. Yeah. We were going back, and you were talking about getting your band together. I don't know if we're in the 80s or not, though.
Well, where I left off was with the Strictly Wicked band, and after Brian had, robbed the bank, as I said, he showed up at rehearsal very smiling and looking very prosperous. And then we got Howie Jameson, played drums for a while, and we played around for a long time. We were doing good. We had an opportunity to go to Jacksonville and video for MTV. My older brother had set that up, and Jim wouldn't leave town and go to Jacksonville because at that time he had a job and a wife, and I think things were on the rocks there and everything. And that's when the band started fizzled out because we why'd we been working for 3-4 years? We don't get the opportunity, you won't take it. But now that's just the way life has been, and music has been that way. And after that, I took about a 10-year hiatus from music altogether. Then I worked at Sebastian Beach Inn.
Do you remember when that was, though? 10 years?
Nah,
was that
not really. I couldn't tell you what year or date that was. I'm gonna guess.
Take a guess.
Probably 1980, maybe around there.
So you took 10
years?
years?
I didn't play for 10 years.
For the 80s, basically, most of the 80s?
Just probably the end part, middle of the 80s, and then the 90s. Then after that, I hooked up. Howie and I went to. We started up in Myrtle Beach, and we started playing there. We BS'd our way into a Mama Gilbert's rock option, this thing for muscular dystrophy that they had, and we said, well, we're from Florida, and when do we want to? Oh my goodness, and they put us on, and that's where we met Steve Romano from Roadwork Mobile Productions, and he did all of the major acts that came through Myrtle Beach, which is international. And we had a gig at the Magic Bus, which from Monday through Thursday, and it was from midnight till 4 in the morning. And we played that gig for a long time, and Roadwork Mobile Productions booked us all over Myrtle Beach in the meantime, and a lot of bait rallies and things like that back then, because that's when they were fighting the helmet law. And we went into Myrtle Beach and back, and up, and we would travel from Myrtle Beach to New York, and we played at Dansville, Wayland, Geneseo. We'd go into the city. So right around the village, right around the towers. The towers were there. That was our point of reference, in the city. I can't remember any of the specific clubs, and I think one of the Rodeo Room or something like that. I don't really recall in the city, but we did a lot better money-wise in the small towns in upstate New York, like the Electric Bar and the St. James Tavern. Big groups of people would come out there, especially if an out-of-town band that they knew came, and that was good. I can remember when we went on the road and came back, and you just crossed the New York line out of Pennsylvania, and there's this place called the Bullfrog, and we played the Bullfrog, and about 150 people from the Dansville, Wayland area showed up, drove like 5 hours to meet us, and that was really cool.
Really cool. Wow, that's pretty neat.
That was nice. Made you feel good. Yeah, but,
what's some of the names? What was the name of that band now?
well, that started out, we called it Strictly Wicked again, but then we changed it to Midnight News because, you know, I really didn't want to leave the impression that to people that there was anything kind of occultish or wicked or Satan worshiping or anything like that. And some people did get that. That's funny. Yeah. And they did get that impression, and that's not, you know, true, and that's not an impression that I wanted to leave. It was just a cool name, and we liked it. And it was good for its time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if people took it whatever way they wanted to, that's you know, there's nothing you can do about that. There's a lot of, you know, misconceptions about
right.
you know, anyone that's in the public eye, things that you've done, and you know, we were wild in our youth. I mean, I have led a life of wild adventure.
Yeah, have you ever played in the nude?
Sure. You know, who hasn't? I mean,
okay. I just thought I'd throw it. Now, were you steamrolling going into the 90s? Were you here in Melbourne and Brevard County? You remember the clubs in the 90s and the groups that you played with, or the group?
No, you know, the 90s, well, you know, there was Sebastian Beach Inn.
Right.
That was even before in the 80s. We played a lot there when Bert Green owned it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, things were wide open back then. You could write your name on the wall. If you had 3 Bahama Mamas, you got to write your name on the wall. And
if you could.
well, plenty of people did. I think.
I don't like
I won't go there.
Yeah, don't.
But we had a lot of fun there, and you know, then after I came back to Melbourne after that, then I just started playing at various clubs around, and that's when I started playing the acoustic guitar, because I borrowed this. I didn't even have a rig at that time because I had stopped playing music again, and I borrowed this Hamer guitar. And the thing just wouldn't tune up. I borrowed it from Bill. He's the guy that owned the bar. And the thing just wouldn't tune up and everything. And that's where I got the Hughes and Kettner I play now. And that's when I first plugged in the Ovation and played it in a rock type of style, because I was just fed up with that electric guitar, and I plugged in that Ovation, and I haven't went back. You know, it's been my mainstay. I stick with it. I get all kind of sound out of it.
They're a good guitar anyway. So.
Yeah, well, this is actually a cheap Ovation. I've always, you know, and I have modified it. You know, I modify guitars to suit me, and then I usually will stick with one or two. And I started playing acoustic because all the time when I was getting most of my fame and drawing my bigger crowds, I couldn't play acoustic guitar. You know, I couldn't sit on a porch and play just your simple 3-chord thing and sing. You know, and I was ashamed of myself. You know, I mean, I could rip off leads and put on a show, but I couldn't do the simple things. So, you know, I did stop and played acoustic for a while, and I grew to like it.
Now, you play electric acoustic or just acoustic?
It plugs into electric, and I can do anything from, you know, Johnny Paycheck to Jimi Hendrix on it. You know,
not a 12-string though.
No. I have played a 12-string. I've owned a few. I've thought about developing one to play on stage, but the last one I had an accident. The neck got broke, and so it was never the same after that. But I have thought about it, and then I do have another Ovation at home that I'm planning on setting it up, because as you'll see when we jam a little bit, it's a very old guitar. It's held together by Gorilla Glue. It's been a lot of places, done a lot of things.
Where's the Montgomery Ward guitar?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea.
You do remember it though, right?
I would like to know where that Mustang is that I had that I reworked, though. I pawned that at Jessup's pawn shop years ago. And the reason I pawned it is because I lived on my boat. I had a 36-foot Chris Craft I lived on, and it was all packed up in the case, and it was starting to get rusty. And I thought, well, you know, I can go down and get a couple bucks, and they'll hang on to it for me. And when you're living on a boat, you know, the days drift into months and months into years, and before I knew it, that guitar was gone. And I really lost it for a song, and somebody's got it out there, and I don't even know if they know what they had.
It's sad about how, as musicians, how much gear we lose over the years.
Yeah, right. And one thing I'd like to ask, because I didn't know people had asked me. Now, people, can they click on this show after it's live and see it?
Well, right now we're doing it from 2 to like 3:15 or whatever live.
Yes.
So they all get to see you right now live. Now at 5 o'clock, they'll be able to watch you at like 4 or 5 websites.
Right.
24/7 on demand for free.
Yeah. Great. And they
if
go
we're
to
all-
Inside the Soundwave?
Well, they can go to InsideTheSoundwave.com. They can go to ISWTVstudio.com. They can go to ISWRecordingStudio.com, and they can go to YouTube.
But I suppose if they're watching this, they already know that. You know, I guess that wasn't.
Well, that's good. Thank you, because that's good.
I was giving you a little plug.
I'm not very good at telling the people, except on Facebook, that they can watch this in multiple places, all over. Huh?
Who's interviewing who now?
Yeah.
Now he says, hey, wait a
taking
minute
over.
here. No, let's get back to this.
All right.
Okay. Anyways, you're going to be seeing Johnny and his group playing here in about another couple of minutes, live in the recording studio downstairs. No, I keep saying downstairs.
Not downstairs
The
yet.
new sound stage is
Downstairs,
downstairs, and you will see Johnny eventually, hopefully very soon, in the next month or two, downstairs playing on that sound stage with a group too.
Yes, and this group that I'm getting ready to play with is, we're not a rehearsed band. We're not rehearsed. We haven't rehearsed this. We've done a few shows. I've played with all of them separately more than the 4 of us played together. They're my good friends, and we have fun playing together. It's Derek Costello.
Derek Costello.
Played with the Group Monsters, and Dave Feaster, who's one of my very earliest local.
We love you, Derek.
I've had the opportunity to see next to the guitar player when I'm again. And I got Guy Black. We've played various gigs.
Good bass player.
And excellent bass player with a nice bass. And of course your own Bill Dietz. That you all know.
Bill who?
Bill Dietz.
Oh, Dietz.
Our hair Dietz.
Bill Dietz. I don't know about Bill
what was
Dietz.
that?
Who's Bill Dietz? Bill Dietz. Oh, Bill. Yes, we know Bill.
And I also know Aaron Dietz. So
Aaron.
yeah, we've done it for Who Is I and Good Old Boys. Stoey. Bill
Darren.
and Stoey and I had a band for a while. We played several gigs around here, Key West. I've pretty much, you name the club, and I've played it in this area, you know.
Yep. We're going to be jamming here in a few minutes, I
Yeah,
think.
we're going to jam. We're going to do.
Then we got to come
jam.
back and we'll talk to you some more, and then we'll get some of the guys in here to say hi.
All right, that'll be great.
We can introduce them, but we're not done talking to you because I still
Okay.
got to get you up into the 2000s here and see where you've been bouncing around.
Well, lately I haven't been doing a whole lot. I've been doing recording. I've had a little bit of problems with my health. You know, when my boat sank, and during the storm of Faye, I kind of caught something, and I hadn't been feeling real good. My teeth started falling out. I reckon I'm getting them fixed. You know, in fact, I can't wear my mouthpiece now because it bothers me. And but I came on the show.
Hasn't affected your singing, though.
No, it's fine.
Oh, you're playing.
No, that's fine. It's the irritation in the oyster forms the pearl, I suppose.
Excellent. All right, we're ready. Are we going to get ready to go? Okay, don't go away. We're going to have a short video. Johnny's going to go in the recording studio next door and set up with his group. Stay and watch Johnny play a couple tunes. Please, don't go away. This is worth sitting and watching.
Thank
All right, here we go. We'll do a little bit of Bob Dylan to start out anyway.
looking for leaf clover. Can't hurt the pain that I feel all over. So, when the time was going, the time was over. Keep it rolling on, yeah, over and over. I'm standing on shaky ground. Ever since you've been putting me down. Standing on shaky ground. Ever since you've been putting me down. My car got repossessed this morning. Sometimes you know I ain't seen in years. Somebody better throw me a life preserver before I drown in my own tears. I'm standing on shaky ground. Ever since you've been putting me down. Standing on shaky ground. Yeah, ever since you've been putting me down. Let's do it, boy. Just jamming with the boys. Was blind, but now how precious did that grace appear. The hour I first believed. Take it away, Derek. Too many dangers, toils, and snares we have already gone. It was grace that brought this safe this far, and grace will lead me home. Amazing grace, how sweet that sound that saved a wretch like me. Grace that brought but now I see. Amazing grace, how sweet that sound that saved a wretch like me. Well, I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Was blind, but now I see. All right.
We are live. What did you think about that playing, guys? Now that's some good downright playing by Johnny and the guys. Johnny Fever just played live in the recording studio right next door with Derek Costello, and we had Guy Black and Bill Dietz on drums. Guy was on bass, and awesome, man. I tell you, it's amazing. And then in the afternoon at 2 or 3 o'clock, and you're hearing that music, you just want to get starting and get boogieing.
Yeah, and all of these guys are my real good friends, and if I could get them all together in a band, I would love to. But I know Guy plays another band, and he's busy with that with Mojo Sandwich, but they're excellent players, excellent friends. We've had a lot of fun and good times of music together. I enjoyed that last jam we did. I would like to get them up here a little bit, give them a little airtime, let them talk so you could get to know them a little bit. But again, I would like to tell you about my father's book written by Ernest R. Hedges. It's called Flowers for Chena. It's all about his life story. Farm boy in Kansas. He is 101 now, getting ready to be 102.
Willard Scott. We got to get your dad on with Willard.
I was talking to him yesterday. He was drafted at 31 and went over.
Hold the book up so we could. There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Now
Flowers for Chena, and that's my mother.
Oh, that's a beautiful picture.
And that's Florence, Italy in the background. And you can get this at Barnes & Noble bookstore. It's available, and I encourage you to read it. It's excellent reading. It's about how he was drafted, went over to war in World War II, landed in Africa, and was in a field hospital behind Patton's army, marched across Africa, was at the invasion of Anzio into Sicily, and then to Florence, where he met my mother, and they fell in love. And it's a beautiful story.
Florence, Italy.
Florence, Italy. Beautiful place. I've been there.
Well, that's where my grandparents are from.
Really? Oh, Paisan.
My father's parents are from Florence.
Yes.
Hey, Will.
It's really awesome.
Why don't you introduce your new co-host there?
Oh, the co-host is Majesty. That's my little Yorkie. Majesty, I've had her almost 6 years. She wanted to hear Johnny play today.
Yeah, I think she liked it. She was running around down there.
Yeah, she was out there doing boogie on the floor. Y'all couldn't see her.
I saw it.
She was doing the doggy dance down there.
The doggy dance.
The doggy two-step.
Completely comfortable with the whole scene.
Yeah, she loves music.
Yeah.
We're gonna have. Let's see if we can squeeze in Derek. Let me put my puchka down.
Yeah.
Let's get Derek in here. I'll move down a little bit. You can come more my way. Come on over here, Johnny.
I got to move down. Derek, don't get nowhere. He can stand.
I want to bring Derek in for a minute and have everybody say hi to Derek and see Derek. Come on over just a tad more.
Come on, get on.
There you are. There you are, Jamie. That's good.
All right. He's Paisan.
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 We're all a bunch of Paisans here.
Derek's here today. He's playing keyboard like he does so well around Brevard County. Derek, tell him a little bit about what's going on with you. You playing with Johnny, or are you kind of milling around a little bit? Or?
Milling around a little bit right now. First of all, I want to say congratulations. I'm proud of your studio here and everything.
We're honored to have you and Johnny here today. We are.
Doing a good job.
Good musicians. Thank you.
Just milling around right now. Been blessed to play with, Dave and Steve Thorpe, and that was my school. So
good, good. And you're still here with us in Brevard.
Absolutely.
You live over beachside with us, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
And I'd also like to say Happy Valentine's Day to my lovely wife, Lauren. Hi, honey.
There. How about that? Yeah. See that? What a nice. Even I didn't get to say that. I'll probably get slapped later, but. But we have Derek, and if you watch the show with Johnny playing with this group, Derek played keyboards, and we've had Derek here before a year or so ago with Paul Ale and the guys, and we love Derek. We didn't get to see enough of Derek. We would have liked to see more of Derek,
Yeah,
but we
yeah.
Derek's been around and busy, and now maybe we'll get to see more of Derek because he is more than welcomed here at the studio. Of course,
I hope
John.
so. Thank you.
You are, and this is being said on TV, so y'all know that I'm inviting him back to the studio when we get downstairs, especially too on the sound city. Well, I want you back.
You got it.
And Johnny, you too. I want you to, like I said, I never got to really sit down and talk with you.
Yeah, I know a little bit.
You came in about a month ago and we chatted.
Yeah.
And it's usually
putting things back together.
It's usually a peek in the door, stand for 5 or 10 minutes, listen, and then go to the next place. Same when I used to do with Derek, but he didn't know that. I'd be in and out quick. Anyways, we got one more. Where's Guy? Did Guy go away? Is he here? Come on in, Guy.
He didn't even plug me. I bring him up here on TV and he plug. I'm kicking him in the leg. He still doesn't get it.
When we get downstairs, you'll see the new studio downstairs. It'll be, and not only is it a sound stage, but we also have a new broadcasting area that we can. It'll be more like a David Letterman setup, where I'll be at a desk and they'll all be on a couch or chairs.
That would be good.
So we'll be able to get a whole band in there. But
Really
this
nice
is
company
Guy
setup.
over here. Guy, what's your last name again?
Black. Guy Black.
Guy Black, bass player. And Guy, you've been around a while too, haven't you?
I've been playing with Johnny for a while. He's pretty much taught me how to play a bunch of music. We started out with a bunch of different jam sessions and all that kind of stuff. We've had bands together. I've been in other bands, but I owe a lot of my abilities these days to working with Johnny in the early days. He had faith in me and really.
That's great. And you're here. You're here in Brevard too, right?
I live in Palm Bay. Yep.
Okay, Palm Bay.
Yep.
It's just over the bridge.
So.
Good.
We've camped out on islands.
We camped out on islands.
A concert out there one night.
Had some fun times. Yeah. We built a stage on an island one time.
Oh, jeez.
Had a generator and a PA out there.
That's the way
it was pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Well, you certainly sounded really good when you were jamming out there.
Well, thank you so much.
And like I said, we've heard you at other places that we never really got to say hi to you, but I've seen you.
Oh, cool.
And it's an honor to have you here
He's playing
today.
with Mojo Sandwich right
yeah,
now.
I have my main band right now is Mojo Sandwich. We've been playing a lot in the Vero Beach and Fort Pierce area, Port St. Lucie and all that. We're trying to get back up here into. Yeah, we've been together for 5-6 years now. Yeah. So and we got a pretty nice thing going there.
It's good down there, and in Port St. Lucie's nice.
Yeah, Vero is pretty neat. We've
been
playing a couple of different places there. So.
That's cool. Very good.
But I want to get back up here to Brevard. We're working on that too.
Yeah.
All the clubs up here.
Yeah, there's a lot of good musicians here. A lot of good musicians.
There's a lot of competition.
A lot of competition. A lot of things going on with the bands, and the venues are all changing up a little bit, I noticed, and it's getting a little busier as things are getting a little bit better over here. As soon as we all chip in and get our own shuttle, we'll be doing even better. As soon as we all get that $17 trillion, and we'll be going shooting.
Our friend Bill up at the Beach Shack said one time, he says, there's 40 or 50 good blues musicians in Brevard County. He says every once in a while you put all their names in the hat and then just start pulling them out, and those are the new bands.
Yeah, there's some really good music. Yeah, there is a lot of blues here. Yeah. We have Jack Starr right next door.
Yeah.
You know Jack, don't you?
Yeah, I do know Jack.
I played with Jack.
Okay. Jack Starr, and we had Kenny Cohen. And you all know Kenny.
Yeah.
I've never met Kenny.
You haven't met Kenny?
No, I have not. I
Kenny
believe
Clark?
I've seen him play. Kenny Clark, I know, yes.
Yeah. Kenny Clark's another good friend.
Keyboard player, yeah.
Keyboard player, another good. Him and Derek are tremendous keyboard players. Yeah, we've been blessed here. I'm glad you finally got to come into the studio today.
I've seen you on Facebook a bunch, and I've always been curious, and so
we're not friends on Facebook.
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
yep,
good.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yep. No, it's been really exciting to come down and see your operation
That's
here.
That's great. I'm glad you're here. That's
Incidentally, speaking about Facebook, for any of those
Johnny
people out there that are on Facebook, if I don't answer text because I really don't know how to use the computer. I've only been at it a couple months now. I'm trying, but I'm learning. You know, so that's a new thing.
Well, you're going to have to learn because we're going to light you up on Facebook.
You're going to have to light it up, yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a trillion pictures of you.
I'd like to get some more gigs going, and, you know, I'd like to find basically a bass player so we could start working, but I love Guy, you know, so that's the litmus test if you're a bass player out there. That's what I like that smooth groove we had, and you know, I like the ability where we can come down, you know, with the dynamic thing, and so that's what we're doing, you know. And I'd like to do some gigs. I'd like to see what the future holds. I don't know, you know. The Lord provides.
Yeah,
yep.
Definitely. We'll get you guys together again, and maybe even your group that you've got going on downstairs on the soundstage.
That would be very fun.
Because you'll enjoy that, and we'll get you out around the world and all over the place.
Very exciting.
Yeah, it'll be kind of cool. I'd love that. You're invited. You're invited. It's on TV. You're invited. I'm inviting you.
Studio audience.
Johnny. The studio audience is actually sitting in their living room right now or at work watching when they're not supposed to. Yeah. Where's the audience? Let's hear that now. Let's hear it. Good. All right. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. You can hear the earpiece. Well, I know it's we ran overtime. We started a little late. We're a little bit over time, but we're going to have to sign off here because my clock is ticking down, and I usually get in a lot of trouble if I go overtime.
Oh, really?
Not kidding.
I did not know
I
that.
own the studio.
It's internet TV. We can go as long as we want.
Yeah, I know it. That's good.
Well, as long as we hope it was interesting for everybody to see.
Yes,
it was great.
Yes, it was, and that now they got to see, and they can watch you anytime after 5 o'clock, whenever time. And I'll keep Kelly in the audience. I'll keep track of all of that and questions and stuff like that about Johnny Fever. Where are you playing next?
The next thing I'm going to do, and probably with the same 4 people, if I can get them, will be the first Wednesday of next month at the Wet Spot, which incidentally, that is not an open jam. We let just about anyone go up there, but I never advertise it as open.
Right.
It's more of a dictatorship, what I say goes. Just the way it is. But we let people jam, we let bands come up, but nobody has the right, you know, and I teach stage etiquette. And that's something that, you know, I think the young musicians should learn, you know, and that's real.
Cool. The signal go up there, you know?
Yeah, Chucky and Buddy Love and
Key, rather?
Keisha, they've been there.
They've been on the show.
That's where they started, really, you know, at my band. When I first started playing in public, and they've done well. Also, Steve from the Stones Clones, he shows up. He's done that. I've played gigs with him. And, of course, Stoey and Aaron and Who Was I and the Good Old Boys, you know, with Bill, we're just like kind of like family, you know, family and a family.
Can Bob Lambert and I come down?
Absolutely.
Oh, my gosh, that would be wonderful.
You know, Bob and I have been talking about going around a little bit.
Yeah, you know, and I encourage bands to come down there and do their show, you know, you know, and I try to be as accommodating as I possibly can to anyone that comes and plays there.
Right.
But it's at the same time, I do like to keep it as audience friendly as possible.
Definitely.
Yep.
So we can catch you at the Wet Spot.
Yeah, I'll be there from 7 till 11 next Wednesday. As far as I know, you never know. The phone could ring. I'd do something before then. But mainly, that's what I do on a regular basis.
Okay.
And I do private gigs from time to time. I get called and I go do them. You know?
Excellent. Johnny Fever, we want to thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you, Will.
Taking the time to come here and do this for me and for you and for Brevard and everybody to see a little bit of Johnny Fever. If they can't get to the Wet Spot, they can watch it here and say, well, I need to go to the Wet Spot and see that.
Yeah, they should try. There's no reason to be afraid. A lot of people think it's a rough place,
but
no,
it's not. It's really not.
And especially not on a Wednesday night.
No, it's comfortable. Especially when we're playing there. We'll take care of you.
Yep, that's true. I slipped in and out of there a couple times. Not because I was scared, but I mean, it was just a stop as I went along. You can catch Johnny at the Wet Spot and the band, and you can catch, your group.
Yeah, Mojo Sandwich.
Yeah.
Yep. Our next one is actually down in Port St. Lucie, so it's quite a ways for the Brevard crowd.
Yeah, but you're down there. And
March 8th at City Limits in Port St. Lucie.
Oh, I know where that is. I used to live in Port St. Lucie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Country club.
I've been there.
Excellent. All right. Johnny Fever, watch the show after 5 o'clock at iswrecordingstudio.com, istvstudio.com, InsideTheSoundwave.com, and YouTube on ISW Recording Studio channel. Watch Johnny. We'll see him again hopefully soon downstairs, and we'll get to see Guy and Derek. And Bill's always here with me with his own show on Tuesdays. Don't forget that, 2 o'clock. Worldwide Live. Every Tuesday at 2, and this show every Thursday at 2. We keep plugging along. We'll have some good music for you. Watch the show. God bless you all. And there's a lesson you learn from helping other people with their dreams that prepares you for your own. Have a blessed and safe week. See you next Thursday. Thank you, Johnny.
All right, thank you,
Guy.
Take care.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Taylor, we're ready for you. Are you ready to play some Bach?
Hey, I'm ready to play some Bach banjo style.
Thank you.